dumpster fire, babies. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope that your day is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, even if you've been here a few times or two, definitely hit that subscribe button, click the little bell. And let's go ahead and let's dive on into today's video, which is talking about the top things that I used in the month of February. I know I just released my January one, like not even that long ago, like a few days ago. Okay, all right, I was a little late to the party. But now we're here. And I automatically knew exactly what I was going to love from February. I didn't need to continue to test multiple things out. I was just like, I know what I like this month. So it was pretty easy for me to find. This is very eye heavy. This month is very eye heavy. I felt like last month it was very just evenly distributed amongst products. Basically everything I'm talking about today, besides 3 things, so 3 out of the 10 things are not eye related. That's right. So let's go ahead. Let's dive on into my favorites for the month of February. First and foremost are going to be these little Too Faced Cloud blushes. I really like these. These are very nice, very pigmented. They blend out beautifully like a dream. They have a scent to it, but I don't mind the scent, and I don't find I really notice it a whole lot. And it's kind of a strong scent. It's like sweet, almost like cinnamon. But once I put it on, I don't really notice it. The compact is super cute. I feel like with Too Faced, you either get a super cute compact and terrible product, or you get terrible packaging but a good product. It's like never you get both. But I feel like with this one, you really do. I have the one that looks like a Dior, like the dupe for the Dior, and I dropped it. I now will be ordering another one. That one's very good, but that one is good as well. I just think they're very, very good. They're pigmented. They blend out just honestly, effortlessly while still remaining pigmented. It's phenomenal. So next up is going to be this lip liner from One Size. Can we talk about how good this is? First of all, I like that it's nice and small because this is only like $14. And this is a wooden pencil, so I was like, ooh, I really don't like a lot of wooden pencils, but this is so very nice and very, very creamy. It just glides right on the lips, no problems, no issues, and the staying power of it is incredible. It is immaculate. It's still there, even though I am going to town. Seriously, the staying power is phenomenal. Next up in the lip category is going to be these Juvia Place glosses. Okay, what? I'm not much of a gloss person, so if I'm mentioning a gloss, you all know I must love this gloss because I'm just not much of a gloss person. I'm more of a matte liquid lipstick kind of person, just for the day. I don't like when gloss gets in my hair, mask, whatever the case may be. I'm willing to make an exception for this, although I'm really not, because I still hate it when it does that. But I love how smooth this is. This just goes on so smoothly. My lips just feel smooth and just very hydrated, and they look very lush and plump. They have tons of different options. They have ones with color, pigment. They have ones that are just a little bit more like this one has good pigment, but then again, they also have ones that have no pigment. They have a clear one, and then they have ones that are, here we go, just shiny, not really a lot of pigment, just more shine to it. And I love how they all come with different scents depending on what the collection is. You have one that's a little bit fruity, which was that more clear one a little bit more coffee because it came with the coffee shop collection. They're just very, very good, and I love the way they make my lips look and feel. So now we're ready to move on into the eye category. Most of it is palette related, but we have some that aren't so much palette related. Now remember, there were other products that I did love, but these are honestly, if you're just what are the top 10 so I could pick something to buy off your recommendation, these are my top 10. These are the things that I'm loving. So first off is, I literally hadn't discussed this until now. This is the Kaja Bento box. These are good. These are very, very good. You get 3 shades. This one, I think there's ones that have matte and shimmer. This one is shimmer only, but the shimmer is very, very pretty and very just wet looking. I don't know if you can tell. I feel like I put it in a place where you can't really see because I'm just running out of room and I'm just trying to make things work at this point. It looks really pretty on the eyes. There have been so many times where I will use an all matte palette and go in with that, or sometimes I will use a palette and I will try their shimmers and I'm just I'm not here for it, so I'll go and grab that. Like I've been grabbing that a lot, and I don't use singles a lot. I don't think to use them. I just like to use like palettes, and whatever I can in there, but there's just something really special about those. Next up are going to be these LA Girl Shockwave and Neat Eyeliners. Okay, hello. Why aren't we talking about these either? These are so good. These will stay. First of all, they are very good. They are very pigmented. And they come off very pigmented in the waterline as well. And they will remain pigmented. And they will stay in the waterline until you rub them off. I usually always rant and rave about these like... these Nabla ones. I will say with the Nabla ones, they come off a little bit more pigmented and creamy than the LA Girl, but I'm totally willing to overlook that because these are like $18 or $20 and this one's like $5, I think. And like they both just stay really well. They both have amazing staying power. And it's honestly, it's more of the Nabla one fading than the LA Girl Shock, and literally $20 to like $4 or $5. These from Kaleidos. These are the they're like duochrome eyeliners, and I really like these. These don't have near the staying power as like the other two, but I really like to, and you can tell, like you can see like the shifts whenever I move my hand, and you can see them. I really like to use this as a swoop. I don't really use it for anything else for me personally, just based on my eye shape, my preferences, things like that. So I really do like to make like a swoop within my eye, just add some depth dimension, something fun. As you can tell, like right in here is where I put that. Just make it really nice and fun. They have tons of different shades. So the last 4 things to talk about now are going to be the palettes. These, again, none of these products are in any particular order. So first up is I have this Unearthly Grind palette. I'm shocked. I am shocked that I love this because this is basically oranges with a little pop of green and like different color shimmers. I'm usually not an orange person. Like when I think of like eye makeup, I'm just always, when I think of orange, I just think of being sick. Because that's usually been my experience with most palettes. I created a look with this. I will put the picture up here. Wow. Oh, wow. I underestimated this palette. This palette is so good. When I want a really pretty orange look, this palette. I don't even think about any other palettes. I don't even know if any other palettes exist that have orange. I mean, I know they do because I've tried them. But like, this is top notch if you want a good orange palette. The next palette is going to be from Blvd. This is their Croc palette. This is so good. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes from them. This is like my color story, like the grungy browns and the green, and the shimmers are really, really pretty as well. With Blvd, you do get, so their shimmer formula is you either get something that's nice, right? A nice shimmer. And they have ones that are kind of chunky. Right, you can see this one's a little chunky. This one, I don't really care for their chunky ones, but they only have one in this palette that's super chunky. So I think that's why that like really bumps it to one of my favorites from them, is because in the other palettes, a lot of them are more chunky. So you get really pretty mattes and you get really pretty shimmers that aren't super chunky. They're a color story that 1000% speaks to me. I absolutely love them. The mattes are pigmented, blendable. It's a very, very good palette. The next palette is going to be Juvia's Place, the coffee shop. This is just like a very good staple. It's like drugstore price for just like some cool toned neutrals, everyday kind of a look. And I love using this shade right here for like an inner corner. Like that is my favorite, or like all over the lid if I want to do an all matte look. So beautiful. The shimmers on here are pretty as well, but it's the mattes that really steal the show for me. And so I just love to go in with this when I need like a really good staple cool tone palette. So then my last product is the Blend Bunny Lure palette. This is so pretty. You get some really pretty pastels, you get some really deep shades, and then you have ones that are more medium, and then you have really pretty shimmers as well. Blend Bunny is one of my all-time favorite formulas. I love a lot of indie brands. This one's no exception. They do a fantastic job, and I've created tons of look with this as well, and it's just so fun to dip into. Blend Bunny is great. If you're into like pastels, rainbow palettes, this is a fantastic one to pick up. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed me sharing my top 10 favorites of the month. If you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your favorites from the month down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the little bell if you have not yet already. and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.